Hey there, friend. I'm Dr. Noah Prescott, and if you've been noticing something strange going on with your urine lately, maybe it looks foamy, bubbly, almost like a freshly poured beer sitting on the counter, I want you to stop what you're doing and listen to me for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to share with you could genuinely save your kidneys and maybe even your life. Now, I've been practicing medicine for over 30 years. I started out as a young doctor in a small clinic just outside of Cleveland, Ohio, and over the decades I've sat across from thousands of men, many of them in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, who walked into my office with the same worried look on their face. They'd say, "Doc, my urine's been looking weird. Is it serious?" And of folks, 9 times out of 10, when a man over 50 sees persistent foam in the toilet bowl, it's his body waving a little red flag. That flag is called proteinuria. Let me break this down for you in plain English, the way I'd explain it to my own dad if he were sitting in my office. Proteinuria simply means there's too much protein leaking into your urine. Your kidneys are supposed to be like the finest coffee filters in the world. They hang on to the good stuff, the proteins your body needs to stay strong, and they flush out the junk. But when those tiny filters inside your kidneys get damaged or overworked, they start letting protein slip through. And once it shows up in your pee, that's a warning sign you can't afford to ignore. Here's the thing that really worries me. A lot of guys I've treated over the years brushed this off for months, sometimes years. They figured, well, I feel fine, so it can't be that bad. But by the time they came to see me with swollen ankles, high blood pressure, and rising creatinine numbers, their kidneys were already in rough shape. Some of them ended up on dialysis. Others needed medications they'll be on for the rest of their lives. And let me tell you, I don't want that for any of you watching this video today. Now, before I go any further, I want to address something important. I know a lot of you have seen conflicting advice online. One guy says eat more spinach, another says spinach is bad, one says barley is a miracle, another says it's full of potassium and dangerous. I hear you and I understand the confusion. That's why today I'm going to walk you through 7 practical natural remedies that I've personally recommended to my own patients over the past 3 decades. But I'm also going to be honest with you about who these remedies are best suited for and what to watch out for if you're dealing with advanced kidney disease. Stick with me till the end, because remedy number 1 is the most overlooked, and in my professional opinion, the single most powerful thing any man over 50 can do to protect his kidneys. All right, let's get started. Coming in at number 7, we've got something that's been sitting in American pantries for generations, but most folks have forgotten about it. I'm talking about barley water. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Doc, isn't barley high in potassium? Won't that hurt my kidneys? That's a fair question, and I want to give you a straight answer. If you're in the early stages of kidney trouble, say stage 1 or stage 2, a modest amount of barley water is generally just fine, and in fact, it can be wonderfully healing. But if you've been diagnosed with stage 3 or higher chronic kidney disease, you need to talk to your doctor first. Don't just take my word for it. Make sure it fits your personal situation. For everyone else, here's why I love barley water. It acts like a gentle natural flush for your kidneys. It contains compounds called beta-glucans, along with powerful antioxidants that help calm the inflammation inside those tiny kidney filters. Many of the men I've recommended this to have come back weeks later telling me their urine looks clearer, the foam has gone down, and they just feel lighter overall. Here's how I make it, and it couldn't be simpler. Grab about a tablespoon of pearl barley, the kind you'll find at any grocery store in America, from Kroger to Whole Foods. Toss it into 2 cups of water, bring it to a boil, then let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. Strain it, let it cool, and drink it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. No sugar, no salt, nothing fancy. Just plain barley water. Try this for 7 to 10 days, and pay attention to what your body tells you. Oh, and to answer a question I get all the time, you can use either hulled or pearled barley. Pearled is easier to find and works just fine for this purpose. Moving on to number 6, let's talk about what's on your plate. I want you to eat more red bell peppers and cut way back on tomatoes. I know. Tomatoes are an American staple. Sandwiches, burgers, pasta sauce, salsa at the 4th of July cookout, they're everywhere. But here's the deal. Tomatoes are high in potassium and acidic compounds that can irritate kidneys that are already under stress. For men with proteinuria, that's extra work your kidneys don't need. Red bell peppers, on the other hand, are a fantastic swap. They're low in potassium, packed with vitamins A and C, and loaded with antioxidants like lycopene that help protect your kidney cells. Slice them up raw as a crunchy snack, toss them into scrambled eggs in the morning, roast them with a little olive oil for dinner. There are 100 ways to work them into your meals. Making this one simple swap eases the burden on your kidneys without sacrificing flavor. Now, coming in at number 5, and this one's a challenge for a lot of my patients, I want you to go salt-free for 2 weeks. Yeah, you heard me right. 2 full weeks with no added salt. I know it sounds rough, especially for us Americans who grew up on fast food, frozen dinners, pretzels, and everything drowning in sodium. But hear me out. Salt, or more specifically the sodium in it, is one of the biggest culprits behind high blood pressure. And high blood pressure is the #1 enemy of your kidneys. When your sodium levels are sky high, your body holds onto extra water, your blood pressure climbs, and those tiny filters in your kidneys get hammered. Going salt-free for just 2 weeks gives your kidneys a real chance to rest and recover. Here's what I tell my patients to do. First, start reading labels. You'll be shocked at how much sodium is hiding in canned soups, deli meats, salad dressings, and even bread from the grocery store. Cut those out for 2 weeks. Second, cook at home as much as you can. And third, get creative with flavor. Use herbs and spices like cumin, garlic, black pepper, turmeric, fresh ginger, a squeeze of lemon, smoked paprika. These not only make your food taste amazing, but many of them actually support kidney health on their own. By the end of 2 weeks, you'll likely feel less bloated, your blood pressure will drop, and when you finally do add a tiny pinch of salt back in, you'll realize you don't need nearly as much as you used to. All right, on to number 4, and this one's near and dear to my heart because it's so dang simple. Take a 30-minute slow walk every single day. That's it. Not a marathon, not a boot camp workout, just a steady, peaceful walk. Around your neighborhood, through a local park, maybe a stroll on the boardwalk if you live near the coast. Walking is one of the best things you can do for your kidneys, and here's why. It improves blood circulation throughout your entire body, which means more oxygen and nutrients reach your kidneys and help them filter more efficiently. Walking also helps regulate blood pressure and blood sugar, which are 2 of the biggest drivers of kidney damage in men over 50. Now, I know some of you are thinking, "Doc, my knees aren't what they used to be." I get it. Start small. Begin with 10 or 15 minutes a day and slowly build up. Wear comfortable shoes, go at a pace where you can still hold a conversation, and try to walk in the morning when the air is fresh or in the early evening when the temperature cools down. The goal isn't speed, it's consistency. Walk 5, 6, 7 days a week, and you'll start noticing real changes, not just in your kidney health, but in your energy, your sleep, and your mood. Number 3, and this is where a lot of folks push back on me, so I want to be careful how I explain it. I'm going to recommend shifting toward a more plant-based, lower-protein diet. Now hold on, put the pitchforks down. I'm not telling you to throw out your grill or give up steak forever. What I'm saying is this. If your kidneys are already leaking protein, hitting them with a heavy load of red meat, processed meats, and full-fat dairy every single day is like asking a tired worker to do overtime. It just wears them out faster. Here's what I suggest instead. Build more of your meals around vegetables, whole grains, fruits, and plant-based proteins like lentils, beans, and tofu. You don't have to go full vegan, and honestly, I don't recommend that for most men over 50 either. Animal protein has its place, especially lean sources like baked chicken, wild-caught fish, and boiled eggs, which, by the way, are one of the easiest proteins for your body to digest. Now, I know many of you out there are doing low-carb or keto diets, and you're wondering, "Doc, should I keep eating meat and eggs, or do I have to change everything?" Here's my honest take. If you've been on keto or low-carb and you're dealing with proteinuria, you probably need to dial back the animal protein a bit, but you don't have to throw the whole plan out the window. Talk to your doctor. Consider moderate protein instead of high protein. And make sure you're rotating in plant-based sources too. The key word here is balance. Also, one quick word about rice. Some of you have heard that brown rice contains oxalates that can be hard on the kidneys. That's partially true, but for most people, moderate amounts of brown rice are just fine, especially if you rinse it well and don't eat it at every single meal. Variety is your friend. Mix in quinoa, oats, barley, and other whole grains. Now let's get to number 2, coriander seed water. This one comes straight out of traditional medicine going back centuries, and I've seen it work wonders for men dealing with mild kidney issues. Coriander seeds, which some of you might know as cilantro seeds, have natural anti-inflammatory and gentle diuretic properties. They help your body flush out toxins and reduce swelling in the kidneys. To make it, take 1 teaspoon of whole coriander seeds, not the ground stuff, and boil them in 1 cup of water for about 10 to 15 minutes. Strain it, let it cool, and sip it once a day, either first thing in the morning or right before bed. It has a light, earthy, almost citrusy flavor that most people find pretty pleasant. Try this for 10 to 15 days and pay attention to how you feel. Several of my patients have told me they not only saw improvements in their urine, but also felt less bloated and noticed better digestion. And a quick note, some of you have asked about other herbal teas like parsley tea, corn silk tea, and horsetail tea. Those can all be helpful too, and if coriander seed water isn't your thing, those are worth exploring. Just don't mix too many at once, and always check with your doc if you're on any prescription medications. All right, folks, here we are. Number 1, the most overlooked, most underestimated, and in my 30 years of practice, the single most powerful thing you can do to stop proteinuria and protect your kidneys. I want everyone watching to lean in for this one. Control your blood sugar. Yes, even if you haven't been diagnosed with diabetes. Let me explain why this matters so much. Your kidneys are packed with millions of tiny blood vessels, and those vessels are incredibly sensitive to blood sugar spikes. Every time your blood sugar shoots up, whether it's from a donut at the office, a sugary soda with lunch, or a big plate of white pasta for dinner, those tiny vessels get stressed. Over months and years, that stress damages the filters, and protein starts leaking into your urine. I've seen this in men who never even got close to a diabetes diagnosis. Their fasting blood sugar was technically normal, but their post-meal spikes were wrecking their kidneys silently. So here's what I want all of you to do. First, cut back on refined carbs and sugars. That means white bread, white rice, pastries, soda, candy, and honestly, even fruit juice. Replace them with whole grains like oats, quinoa, and brown rice. Eat plenty of fiber-rich vegetables. Broccoli, cucumbers, leafy greens, and bell peppers are all great choices, though if you're in advanced kidney disease, you may need to boil and drain your greens to reduce the potassium load. Check with your doctor on that. Second, eat smaller, more balanced meals throughout the day instead of 3 huge meals. This prevents the big blood sugar spikes that damage your kidneys. Third, add natural blood sugar helpers to your routine. A sprinkle of cinnamon in your morning coffee or oatmeal, a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds soaked overnight and drunk in the morning. Even apple cider vinegar diluted in water before meals can all make a real difference. And fourth, get your blood sugar checked at least twice a year, even if you feel perfectly fine. Ask your doctor for both a fasting glucose test and a hemoglobin A1C, which shows your average blood sugar over the past 3 months. Because the truth is, managing your blood sugar isn't just about preventing diabetes. It's about protecting every single organ in your body, your kidneys, your heart, your eyes, and your brain. Now, before we wrap up, I want to address a couple of common questions I've been getting from men just like you. First, Doc, what if my urine is only foamy in the morning but looks normal the rest of the day? That's actually pretty common, and it's usually because your urine is more concentrated first thing in the morning. But, and this is important, if you're consistently seeing foam every single morning for more than a week or 2, get it checked out. A simple urine test at your doctor's office can tell you everything you need to know. Second, can I heal my kidneys completely? Here's my honest answer. If your kidney damage is caught early, stages 1 or 2, you can absolutely halt the progression and in many cases reverse a good chunk of the damage with lifestyle changes like the ones I just shared. If you're in more advanced stages, these remedies can still slow things down significantly and improve your quality of life, but you'll want to work closely with a nephrologist. And third, is all this stuff really going to work in a matter of weeks? Folks, let me be real with you. You're not going to fix decades of damage in 19 hours, no matter what flashy video titles out there promise you. But with consistency, most of my patients start seeing real improvements, less foam, better energy, healthier blood pressure readings within 2 to 4 weeks. And within 3 to 6 months, their lab results often tell a very different story than before. So here's my final word to all of you watching. Your kidneys work silently, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, filtering your blood and keeping your body clean. They never complain. They never ask for attention until one day they can't keep up anymore. Don't wait for that day. Start today. Brew that barley water tomorrow morning. Take that walk around the block after dinner tonight. Cut back on the salt. Swap the tomatoes for bell peppers. Get your blood sugar checked. These aren't huge dramatic changes. They're small, steady steps. But I promise you, they add up. I've watched countless men in my career turn their kidney health completely around with nothing more than the kind of simple, honest advice I just gave you. No expensive supplements, no fancy treatments, just real food, real movement, and real attention to what your body is telling you. If this video helped you, do me a favor. Give it a thumbs up so other men going through the same thing can find it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos I've got planned, including deeper dives into kidney-friendly recipes, the truth about keto and kidney disease, and a full breakdown of the different stages of chronic kidney disease so you know exactly where you stand. And most importantly, share this video with someone you love, a brother, a husband, a father, a friend. You never know whose life you might change just by passing along a little bit of knowledge at the right time. Thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me today. I'm Dr. Noah Prescott, reminding you that it's never too late to take care of the body you've been given. Stay strong, stay curious, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Take care, my friends.